In 2019, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change with the United Nations made a pronouncement that said, in so many words, hey, we have about 10 years to fix this. We better get busy. And I agree with their sense of urgency. I don't agree with their analysis. I don't agree with what they're saying about the causes of climate change or the solutions to climate change. So, what I want to do is compare and contrast the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, what I'm going to call the dominant paradigm, with what I believe and with what a growing number of people are seeing as the true causes and the true solutions to climate change. So here we go. So this is a table that was developed by John Schull with Eco Restoration Alliance. I changed a few words, but credit to John for developing this table. So item number one, the focus of the dominant paradigm is carbon dioxide. I've read the reports of the IPCC. They're overwhelmingly focused on carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is the alpha and the omega, the beginning and the end of their of the reports, the beginning and the end of the problem and the solution. On the other hand, there is what we call a living Earth paradigm, which sees the Earth as a living system, and it's that living system which has the greatest impact on climate. If we want to fix climate, if we want to control temperatures, keep the temperatures from getting too high, then we will address the problems and the solutions that exist at within the biology of our planet. Item number two, carbon dioxide, according to the dominant paradigm, is the main problem. According to the living Earth paradigm, carbon dioxide is a long-term problem, but a short-term distraction. Short-term distraction means that it's not the main thing we need to be dealing with right now. In fact, if we address the living systems of the Earth, then the living systems of the Earth are going to absorb the carbon dioxide. In the meantime, we will have water cycles that are, our water cycles are the thing that have the power to regulate the climate and restore something resembling normal to our water cycles. When you think of floods, droughts, wildfires, these are broken water cycles. We need to fix the water cycles, and the way to do that, water cycles are a function of the ecosystems. So if you have a forest, if you have a fully functioning forest, then that serves as an ecosystem which regulates the climate, including rainfall, etc., and including temperatures. Next item, how to lower temperatures. The dominant paradigm says lower temperatures by reducing carbon dioxide. And that's it. That's almost the whole story. But that's going to take a very long time. By any estimation, it's going to take a very long time to reduce all the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, because for one thing, there's lots of carbon in the oceans. If you lower carbon, if we ever got to the point where we were lowering carbon dioxide, lowering carbon emissions, then if we lowered atmospheric carbon, then there's going to be carbon that's released from the oceans into the atmosphere, because the atmosphere and the oceans are in equilibrium. But my main point is it's going to take a long time. The living Earth paradigm says, how do you lower temperatures? You increase plant cover, because plants are the foundation of plants are the foundation of our ecosystems. Plus, when you increase plant cover, what you're doing is the plants are a place where water cycles can occur. And when the water cycles are functioning well, then plants do something called transpiration, which means they're pushing water out of their leaves. You have water evaporating from their leaves. It has a tremendous cooling effect. That cooling effect will not only lower global average temperatures, but it will also make it easier for rain to fall. It's much easier for rain to fall into a functioning ecosystem that has lots of plants in it than it is for rain to fall into a heat dome that exists because of urban areas, because of pavement, or even because of crop fields that are just bare because we're doing agriculture the wrong way. Next item, how long will this take? It's going to take 100 years or more to lower atmospheric carbon. There's just too much of it. And if we want to lower atmospheric carbon, we're going to get the natural, the living earth involved in the process. Some of us think that solar and wind and all that is just not going to do very much at all to lower carbon dioxide. And even if it does, it's kind of the best case scenarios with those things are not very good. On the other hand, how long will this take in the living earth paradigm? We're talking about you want to increase plant cover. We have been scraping ecosystems off of the land for 10,000 years through deforestation, etc. We have been decreasing plant cover. We need to increase plant cover. We have the capability of increasing plant cover in such a way that within 10 to 20 years, temperatures are back down to normal with many, many fringe benefits. Next item. Water in the atmosphere, according to the dominant paradigm, has no net effect on climate. It's like, okay, there's this water in the atmosphere, but humans kind of, can humans affect the water in the atmosphere? We say, yeah, and we say the effect that humans have on the water in the atmosphere, water is a greenhouse gas, the effect that humans have on water in the atmosphere is not only substantial, but dramatic, and we say that humans do have a net effect on the water in the atmosphere that is a greenhouse gas. The living earth paradigm says water in the atmosphere drives climate and weather patterns. It's not small, it's not incidental. In fact, it is the main way that we can bring about sanity and normalcy to our climate. Next item. Water in the soil is relatively unimportant according to the dominant paradigm. I say relatively unimportant. They'll make mention of it, but it's just not, if you read the reports, it's all about CO2. Soil is kind of a thing, but it's just almost a footnote. It's like less than, all the living earth stuff. If you put it all together, it's like less than 10%, the way I see it, of what they have going on in the IPCC reports. According to the living earth paradigm, water in the soil is critical for cooling, and it's critical for life. Only healthy soil can hold very much water. So when we're talking about water in the soil, we're talking about healthy soil. Healthy soil is absolutely the foundation of ecosystems. I said that about plants, but plants and the soil are so closely connected that it's plants and the soil are one, according to Ray Archuleta. Ray, the soil guy, Archuleta. Next item, plants, according to the dominant paradigm, plants draw down carbon. And that's about all that they do that's useful, about all that they do that's relevant to the climate. In the living earth paradigm, we say plants cool the planet and they hydrate the soil and they control the weather, and just as an added bonus, they draw down carbon, but they're going to draw down a whole lot more carbon if you have a holistic approach, if you're attending to the biological health of the planet, then uh, then plants are going to do so much for us, not least of all draw down carbon, which they will do much more quickly if we take a holistic approach, if we are restoring ecosystems, if we're working with nature to restore ecosystems. So that is all I have for now. Thank you so much for joining me. Come back soon.